And here is Noah Schlegel and this cat. And you are watching Channel 10 at 10:30. As we all know, America is growing stronger and gaining economic dominance. Now it is time to put our dominance to the test against Asia.
Worldwide problems have developed because of current issue, the open door policy. We must join together to solve this controversial issue. We must fight for every country to respect the Chinese territory. Yet at the same time, we must keep the trade all to ourselves.
This will be established by equal access for every nation. Several European countries, such as France, have assessed trade with China. Now it is time for us to establish our access. Our act. We will be right back after this short commercial break.
Coca-Cola is a cold, bubbly, refreshing beverage that never fails at keeping you wide awake. Coca-Cola contains several addictive substances. Can you guess what those might be? Correct. Caffeine and sugar. Ever since I had my first Coca-Cola, I haven't been able to stop. Now, my daily grocery trip looks like this.
Today on Channel 10 News at 10:30 with a Chinese foreigner to discuss the world's perception of American involvement in regards towards the open door policy. In your opinion, how do you feel America is handling the pressing situation?
Well, very demanding. You kick them out of your country, then you expect them to want to trade with you. But why would they do that if you don't? Why? Very demanding. You kick them out of your country, then you expect them to want to trade with you. But why would they want to do that if they don't benefit? They should have equal rights.
America was looking for economic growth. We weren't looking to go imperially. If other countries have trading rights with China, then why shouldn't we?
That's what I just explained. You excluded them from your country in the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882.
Well, the U.S. didn't just kick out the Chinese. Many other immigrants were kicked out for financial issues, not racial issues.
The immigrants you kicked out were filling job positions to help your country financially. It was clear that the Chinese weren't kicked out financially issues, but for racial issues.
When your country was being taken over by Russia, we helped you guys. And we will do anything we can to make sure the Boxer Rebellion will fight and help out.
How can you say that though if you're not just how can you say that though if you're not doing it for other countries but rather your own benefit, your own economic growth? You're willing to expose the weak Chinese government for your own profit off of them. This is the immigrants you kicked out were filling job positions to help your country financially. It was clear that the Chinese weren't kicked out financially issues, but for racial issues.
When your country was being taken over by Russia, we helped you guys. And we will do anything we can to make sure the Boxer Rebellion will fight and help out.
How can you say that though if you're not just how can you say that though if you're not doing it for other countries but rather your own benefit, your own economic growth? You're willing to expose the weak Chinese government for your own profit off of them. This is not an act in favor of the Chinese people, and since you brought up the Boxer Rebellion Act, that act would not have been necessary if this was not a problem in the first place.
Well, I mean, you see, look at that, we've actually ran out of time. That concludes this section of the news. I feel great.
I've got breaking news. The Boxers in China have taken part of Beijing. Live to you, Noah.
The Boxers are right outside this window, killing thousands of foreigners and Chinese Christians. It is June 1900, and the Boxers have occupied Beijing. I repeat, the Boxers have occupied Beijing. The United States has sent 2,500 soldiers to an international army that are rescuing occupants of threatening legations. Back to you.
That really blows my mind.
Kind of like those Boxers did to those innocent people.
Exactly. We are going live to Erica Bossi, who will be interviewing the public to see their point of view.
So, who is involved with the Chinese-American open door policy?
To be honest, I don't know what it's about, but it does sound intriguing.
What does the open door policy mean to you?
Well, I mean that they were doing the jobs we didn't want, or were lazy. For me, it means I have to work harder.
Do you know who the Boxers were and what they did?
Yeah, dude, they shot people's brains out. It was gnarly.
What political changes has the open door policy brought?
Our government now must fill jobs, and their government has to deal with all the chaos.
Now, you're in the military, correct?
Yes.
What is the military concerned with regarding the open door policy?
Well, they are dealing with a lot of crime right now. Due to the Christian citizens, it is our job to go over to China and protect them.
Can I ask you a question about the open door policy?
Nice eyes, please make me. Wait, what was it?
Can I ask you a question about the open door policy?
Yeah, but first, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. Do you, like, have a boyfriend or something? Because, I mean, if not, you want to be my girlfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend, and I'm not interested in you anyways.
Oh,
Now, what do you know about the open door policy?
It was started by Secretary of State John Hay. Open door note on September 6, 1899. It was for protection of equal privileges among countries trading with China and in support of China's territorial and administrative integrity.
Good answer.
Nice eyes, please thank me.
No, that concludes our interviews.
Please.
No.
Now here's some of the exclusive footage of the chaos and and now we will catch up with our investigative reporter.
The day is June 1900, and the chaos is breaking out in Beijing. Thanks to the Boxers' fanatical anti-foreign society, who are killing thousands of foreigners and Chinese Christians. And the U.S. sent 2,500 soldiers to an international army that marched on Beijing, squashed the Boxer Rebellion, and rescued the occupants of the threatening legations. This all started in 1989 when the U.S. Secretary of State John Hay asked major European powers to assume, for sure, American trading rights by China by opening their ports and their spheres of influence to all countries. This reflected a form of economic expansion that has been titled the informal empire. But the U.S. government did not seek Chinese territory, but did want access to the Chinese markets.
Now we will go to our feature reporter and hopefully get some more details on the events.
Now, the current situation, referred to as the open door policy, is a affecting the country as we know it. Not all is bad though, because now we are having voting machines approved by the U.S. Congress. Our technology is advancing. China had to pay foreign governments more than $300 million. That's more than my net worth for the box's damage. Though the exact number was not found, hundreds of Christians were killed, and many were injured. Since there were more jobs needed to be done after the Chinese were gone, the jobs were more laborious, such as working in mines. We're American, we don't do that stuff. After the income inequality increased, only the Chinese government could collect taxes on the trade stated in the 1899 Open Door Notes, and eventually equal trading rights will be conquered.
Shout out to our feature reporter for the great information.
Our door is always open for additional information found.
Oh god, that was awesome. That was a good one.
I was holding that one in for a while.
Kind of how China held their goods from America.
Exactly. But hey, all doors open eventually. Am I right?
No, correct.
Thank you for tuning in to Channel 10 News at 10:30.
I'm Jesus Honor.
I am Erica Bosi.
I am Noel.
And all together we are
Signing out.